That's what the call sounds like. Make sure you listen to it.
Okay. I just shot a buck. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, good morning. It is a picture-perfect firearms opener as far as I'm concerned. It's 24 degrees, dead calm right now. Winds are forecast to get up to about 10 miles an hour, but I think down in this bottom we'll be out of that anyway. We got a light coating of snow. It's cold enough that it's really crunchy, so we should hear deer coming probably before we see them. And I'm back up here in this stand. I haven't hunted this spot in about 5 years, so pretty excited to see what moves through. Most of the movement generally that I see during firearm season is from other hunters doing drives or, just moving in and out of the woods. But I think there's a chance we'll even see some natural movement, so we're going to sit back, relax. It's about 10 till 7 right now, so shooting light is officially here. I say it every year, it's like Christmas morning. Let's see what happens. Just does, I think. There's another one. It's Sunday, November 30th. It's pretty windy up top, 15 mile an hour. It's supposed to get close to 20 today. back here in this same stand down at this bottom, and we're pretty well out of it. Supposed to have a wintry mix coming through sometime like mid-morning to around noon. Hopefully it's mostly snow. If it's a lot of rain, I'm going to have to get the camera packed up and probably make a plan B, but in my experience, a lot of the drives on like the neighboring properties that result in deer getting pushed through here, they really kind of kick off today. So yesterday was actually a pretty good opener in terms of the amount of deer we saw. Saw that nice 10, it was just eating me up, I couldn't get a shot at it. But it might not have been all bad. I noticed the scope on that 280 seemed a little bit loose, so who knows what would have happened. So I've got the trusty 30-30. If I do gotta go out today due to the rain, I'll shoot that 280 again, make sure everything's good. But for now, back in this stand with the 30-30, done that many times. We'll see if that's the recipe for success today. Doesn't look like they have a whole lot of plans to cross through here. You know, they kind of have to come into the open to do it. If they had... Oh. Something else moved. If they had gotten bumped harder, I think they'd have come right through here. I don't know if I was able to get the buck on film. It's just, there's a tiny opening where I can see sky. That's the only reason I even could see them. I just saw movement go through there. I'm gonna be shocked if that was on film. That buck, I think he just chased those fawns. I'm not sure. I don't know if he ended up following them or if they got pushed out or what happened. But they came across and I finally got on them. Just in a tiny little gap. And took the shot. Looked like he reacted good. Ran over to the left here. And it's a wall of hemlocks. So I don't know. I have no idea how far he went, if he went down. I'm not sure. He looked like a pretty decent deer. And then, no sooner did I get sat down, and that other buck, it's that, I think he's a 6 actually, that same buck that I passed in archery, I mean right underneath where I'm sitting right now. He just came through like nothing ever happened. So, I guess I'm gonna pack up and go take a look up there. I'm gonna watch the footage back and see if I can see anything, but I'll be surprised if I can. It was a tight window, and he was running after those fawns. I think making that noise made him stop, but I felt good about the shot. Probably about 100, 110 yards. I held right on the back of the front shoulder, so. With any luck, he's gonna be laying right there in that ravine. Decent amount of blood here. Some of it looks a little watery. I don't know if that's, you know, it snowed and then melted and snowed and melted. Almost looked like he was starting to stumble, but I really don't like that he was headed up this hill. Well, I'm about half tore up about it, but it ain't looking real good. He, pretty much, cameras never show the steepness of stuff very good, but he pretty much went straight up the hill, best we can tell. I really don't quite understand it. Blood was looking good, and then we got dumped on by rain, but we're able to follow tracks and hair and stuff almost up to the top. So I'm gonna go down and get my pack. Isaac's going out and around. Kyla had seen 2 fawns and he was chasing them 2 fawns. She didn't see the buck. So I'm gonna kind of circle that hillside and maybe sort of a body search. Since I'm doing that, sending Isaac over there, maybe it's a drive, maybe he batted down somewhere in between and Isaac's able to finish him off. I don't know. I felt really good about that shot. I don't know. Alright, so we're back out. It's Monday, December 1st. And I was able to review that footage last night. And I was surprised to see that there appears to be a visible impact. And it's back, unfortunately. So, I'm walking through some areas that, he was sort of headed towards when we lost blood. See if I can find a bed, body search, whatever. Something white up there. I don't walk up and check it out, but since I'm doing this, we got pretty much everybody else set up down where I'm gonna head towards. So, if I do push deer out, maybe someone else can benefit from it. And there's a nice scrape there. You never know, too. If he's still alive, maybe I'll push him past one of them and they're able to finish the job. Check this out. Can't see what I'm filming. Hang on.
All told, I searched for several hours and covered a few miles zigzagging through all the areas I thought a wounded deer might go. No luck. As I ran out of places to search and headed out, our impromptu drive produced an opportunity for my dad to take the wonky 9, a buck that I had filmed at archery season and the same one that I saw on the opener when my GoPro's footage corrupted. A definite positive to an otherwise terrible feeling. I just couldn't shake the thought that buck had to have died somewhere though. Each time I'd hunt, I'd try to walk to a new spot that maybe he had ended up. Perhaps even an overlooked spot that's not so obvious. As I turned my focus elsewhere on every hunt, I hoped to spy that unmistakable white belly of a downed deer. But those hopes grew faint as the snow began to accumulate.
It's getting decently dark. There's a couple minutes of light left, but I wouldn't shoot down into those hemlocks. They'd have to work their way up out. Assuming you can hear that, there's turkeys flying up to roost. Just that way. That's how I'm going to have to go out, because those deer seem like they just milled around down in there. And I've got a stand of hemlocks just right in front of me. So if I go up out that way, they'll block any kind of line of sight. Well, we're back on the ground here this evening, Sunday, December 7th. I sat till about 12:30 this morning, never did see a deer. I'm quite surprised at the lack of drives and other hunters around, like just shots and stuff on neighboring properties. Very, very little. This particular day wasn't legal to hunt until this year. So, there's a deer, a couple deer. I just got here. Fast. I got deer at like 45 yards. They're all just walking along. They don't even know what happened. There's more coming through the hemlocks down here. I got a lot going on this week. I don't know that I'm going to get out until Saturday. So I decided I'd punch a doe tag if the opportunity presented itself. And I have not been sitting here for 10 minutes. Obviously, there was a drive or something over on that property, and I just timed it up right. Those little fawns are looking at me. That other doe's just walking around. I saw her, she jumped way up in the air. She's down right there at the ravine. You know, there's something so incredibly sobering about deer hunting. Spend so many hours from the off season to, in season, sitting in the stand, and then you come out on a day like today, and within a couple minutes, everything comes together. And yeah, I passed on some does earlier in the week. It's not like that's the particular opportunity that was just eluding me, but the last couple days anyway, I'd started to lean in on probably trying to punch another doe tag, and it can just happen so fast. But sat there, watched the end of the Steelers-Ravens game. There's something cool about just sitting in the woods, reflecting, being thankful for the opportunities, the animals we chase, and the meat it's going to provide for the family. So, sorry to go down right down here. Got one more thing to be thankful for. She didn't go down in the ravine. Fell right at the edge of it, so looks like a good sized deer.
Well, what do you say? I mean, one of those days where you're just thankful to be a deer hunter. A lot of times this time of year, it's about picking the right spot, and you can't get a whole lot luckier, I guess, than going down, sitting by a tree. I sat against that exact same tree 2 days ago and didn't see a thing, and was there 3 to 5 minutes, and looked to me like this group of deer got kicked out, and this big old doe here offered me a shot probably 100 yards away. Shot came in a little high. It's up here, but we were at a pretty decent downward angle. Shot broke the offside shoulder. She made it, looks like about 15-20 yards, so can't ask for more than that. This is a real nice sized doe. Gonna fill the freezer like I talked about. That was the goal here today, and I'm just incredibly thankful. It's amazing, just the way things work out sometimes. So I got some light here. I'm gonna go ahead and get to work on this, but yeah, just awesome. I mean, I find myself speechless a lot sitting behind a deer when things happen in the season that you don't exactly plan for, but pretty cool. And really, that's where I thought this season would end and where this video would come to a close. I had family in town visiting, my wife's baby shower going on, just kind of everything keeping me out of the woods. But as that shin-deep snow kind of gave way, I decided to keep on looking, and wouldn't you know it, I checked another spot I hadn't been to, and it finally paid off.
I think I found him. Oh my. Let's line that up really well with where he went. That looks like it. That's it. No way. Yeah. Not pleased with that. He's wedged underneath that vine. Wow.
And yeah, I guess that's kind of what I get for not being confident enough to bring my cameras. You saw I wore the GoPro around all those miles I covered the first couple days looking for him, and I just couldn't fathom that he'd go up over the hill that he did. But that's kind of the only footage I took with my phone there, and I'm just incredibly glad I found him. It sucks to lose the meat. That's the whole point. I did harvest another doe to kind of alleviate that, but that's never how you want it to go down. It's a sickening feeling. What drove me to keep on going back out there and keep on looking, because I could see in the video, and thank goodness for the camera, I could see where I hit, and I knew it was back, but I knew it would be lethal. And where it came out, I hope that's liver. The liver sits on the right side of the deer, so maybe that would have made it so that it wasn't as long of a process until the buck expired. It's hard to say, but yeah, I'm just incredibly grateful that I was able to find him and close that chapter. So I knew those videos coming out just after Christmas, so on that note, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year's from all of us here, and I will see you next time.